Researched the Camel Library, but I didn't go out right away to visit it, primarily because before writing novels I was a journalist. I spent 5 years based in the Middle East and 5 years in Moscow, and I really did not want my reporting tendencies to kick in. I wanted these characters to become fully realized and be changed in their own ways first. So I did research by internet and telephone, and actually was even sent some reports, that, a big report that had been done out of Britain on the Camel Library, but I didn't go until the book was sold to HarperCollins and in the final editing stages. And when my daughter, now age 17, this was in 2006, found out that I was going, she got down on her hands and knees in the kitchen and she said, "Please let me come too." She said, you know, after all, and I initially said no. I said no for a couple of reasons. First of all, in 2006 it was the third year of drought and famine in this northeastern province of Kenya, where we were going to go, and it was considered a somewhat dangerous area. Sheep are a problem there. I wasn't sure what we would find and whether it was not, you know, wasn't up for taking my 17-year-old daughter. The second thing was that I really wanted to interview AIDS orphans in Nairobi as part of my trip. In the largest slum in eastern Africa, Kibera, which is in that area, I wanted to go in and talk to those kids, and I wasn't sure about whether or not that would be a good thing to take her to. So I said, you know, it's not going to be safari. I'm taking, you know, 2 pairs of jeans and 3 shirts, and it's going to be work straight through, and let's go on a, you know, I do appreciate you telling me about this. Let's go on some kind of a celebratory trip later, you know. But she continued to beg and implore, and she finally made me an offer that I couldn't refuse, having to do with grades. And so we went together, and it was really a really great trip for us. We stayed in the town of Garissa and went out with the Camel Library. The way that they work it is, every morning around 5:30, they bring the camels to the Garissa Library. The camel librarians are loading up the books into wooden boxes. They're strapped onto the camels, and they set off through the bush. There is really no infrastructure at all. You walk for 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, and there is nothing but bush to right and left, and it's like 110-degree temperatures. And then in the distance you see rising a one-room schoolhouse, and I have to tell you that personally it was always kind of a relief for me to see that one-room schoolhouse. Camels actually walk very fast, as it turns out. Who knew, right? So it was like this the whole way, and there would be the schoolhouse rising in the distance, and then the camels would stop, and the librarians would lay out a grass mat under the shade of an acacia tree and put out the books like this. The kids would gather and check out the books.